Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the corporate world, and today we're looking at NextCure Incorporated. And let's just say they're talking about cash and a future that hinges on some very specific science. We're diving into a report from the 23rd of January 2026, where NextCure Incorporated is giving us an update on their financial health, and more importantly, the progress of their experimental treatments. Stick around because this isn't just about numbers, it's about the potential future of medicine and the cash needed to get there. Alright, let's cut to the chase. As of the end of 2025, NextCure had about $41.8 million in cash. Now, why is this number super important? Because the company says this amount should be enough to keep their operations and spending going into the first half of 2027. Think of it as their runway, how long they can fly before they absolutely need more funding. This is crucial for a biotech company that relies heavily on research and development, which, as you know, is super expensive. This statement essentially tells us they are planning for the long haul for now, but it also implies that by mid-2027, they will likely need to raise more capital to continue their work. This is a common theme for companies in this field. They are always balancing development timelines with the need for cash. Now, they've also attached some other documents, including a press release detailing their progress and an updated corporate presentation. These are where we find the juicy details about what's actually happening in their labs and clinics. Let's talk about their two main experimental treatments called antibody-drug conjugates, or ADCs. The first one, SIMO 505, is in a phase 1 study. This means they are testing it for the first time in humans to see if it is safe and to find the right dose. They are expecting to share data from this study in the second quarter of 2026. And this data will come from patients in both the United States and China. This particular study is focusing on patients with advanced solid tumors, with a special emphasis on gynecological cancers, especially those that are resistant to platinum-based treatments, which is a tough form to treat. What is interesting here is that NextCure is actively preparing for the next steps. They are adding more places for people to join the study and increasing the amount of the drug they have available. This means they are optimistic about the early results and are gearing up to figure out the best dose to use going forward. This is a positive sign of momentum in their development efforts. Their second program is named LNCB74, and it's also in a phase 1 dose escalation study. We're hearing that they've started giving higher doses to patients in this study following a change to the study plan back in November of 2025. This is often a sign that the lower doses were found to be safe, and they are now exploring potentially more effective doses. The focus for these higher doses is on patients whose tumors have a high expression of something called B7H4. This is a specific marker that these drugs are designed to target. They are looking at patients with breast and gynecological cancers that have this marker, and they've also added another type of cancer, adenoid cystic carcinoma type 1. This shows they are refining who they are treating to maximize the chances of a positive outcome. Now, here is a bit of caution. They were expecting to see some proof of concept data, which basically means evidence that the drug is working as intended in the first half of 2026. However, this has been delayed. The reason given is to allow for more patient enrollment, while delays can be concerning in this context. It might mean they are taking their time to gather more robust data. They now expect an update in the second half of 2026. This is a common scenario in clinical trials where timelines can shift based on patient recruitment and data collection. The company is also very upfront about the fact that many of the statements in this report are what they call forward-looking statements. This is standard legal language. It basically means they are talking about future expectations, plans, and predictions. Things like their cash runway, their business performance, and the results of their clinical trials are all in this category. It's important to remember that these are projections, not guarantees. And they are very clear that these future-looking statements come with significant risks. The actual results could be very different from what they expect. This is a crucial warning for investors. They mention things like the company having a limited operating history, not having any products approved for sale yet, and a history of significant losses. This all points to the high-risk, high-reward nature of biotech investment. They direct you to other filings like their annual report and previous quarterly reports for more detailed information on these risks. This is standard practice and means you should read those other documents if you want the full picture of potential downsides. They are essentially saying, this is what we think might happen, but here are all the ways it could go wrong. In terms of what's attached, we have the press release that details all this information, and then we have an updated corporate presentation. These exhibits are key to understanding the company's current messaging and strategic focus. So, what is the big picture here with NextCure? They have a decent amount of cash to operate for a while, which is good. They are actively moving forward with their experimental cancer treatments, which is the core of their business. However, they are still in the early stages of development, meaning to raise a long road ahead with no guarantee of success. The delay in proof of concept data for one of their programs does add a bit of uncertainty, but the increased investment in sites and drug supply for the other programs suggests a level of confidence. The biggest risk, as they clearly state, is that these are still experimental treatments. The path from a phase 1 trial to an approved drug is long, expensive, and has a high failure rate. Investors here are betting on scientific breakthroughs. The company's ability to secure future funding will also be key to its survival and success. They need to show significant progress in their trials to justify further investment. In conclusion, NextCure is in a critical phase they have the cash to press on for now, and they are pushing forward with their research. The next year, particularly the second half of 2026, will be crucial for getting updates on their trials. The success of these treatments will ultimately determine the company's future. Alright, that is our breakdown of NextCure Incorporated's latest update. What is your take on their financial runway and their clinical trial progress? Do you think they have what it takes to bring these treatments to market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to join our Discord community, where we discuss these kinds of insights further. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.